What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with John De La Rosa, who spoke to his fans and all the bodybuilding community after winning Tampa Pro with perfect scores, because the judges had him clearly in the first place, both after the prejudging as well as at the finals. And the fans of Is Foda, they did not agree with the judges' call.
Alright, with the shot down, I wanted to address some things that are been getting death threats and all types of crazy shit on my Instagram. I know some of you guys are big fans of Muhammad. I'm a fan of Muhammad. He's got a great physique. But I think some things go a little too far. And I understand the passion behind what we do, and you as fans, I appreciate it. But death threats, guys, come on. Another thing I want to talk about is, keeping our loved ones out of it. My wife has nothing to do with this. She's my fan. She's my supporter, just like you guys. She loves me. She takes care of me. Again, we should have a little bit more class and respect. One more thing. I did not win for any political reason. Let's look at what that looks like for a second.
So more than 90% of the times, fans of someone, and even the athletes himself, they believe that they should have won that show. And it's all good to disagree, to voice your opinion. I mean, this is exactly what I also do on my YouTube channel, and I ask you guys to do the same. But disrespecting someone or threatening their families, that is crossing a line. So if we go to the comment section of different Instagram pages, you will find an overwhelming majority of the comments finding out that Is Foda got robbed and he deserved to be first. So they do bring up another point, that just because Foda had already secured his Olympia spot in Chicago, they gave it to John to add another name in that Olympia lineup.
So yeah, aside from the killing my family and me and all that stuff, there's no political motive for the judges to give me a win. Let's look at this. What do the judges benefit from giving me a win? Do they make money? Do they get any kind of compensation? I don't sell extra tickets. I'm not a Ramy or a Chris Bumstead where it's going to make a difference in ticket sales for them. They're going to sell some tickets for my family, the 20 people that will show up, and maybe some of my fans will too, but it's definitely not something that's going to make or break the Olympia. So why would they feel politically motivated to get me to the Olympia? How about maybe I was just a better bodybuilder that day?
So was this a close call? Yes, Foda looked better from the front, but John looked so much better from the back, and he was so superior, and that too in both of the back shots. In fact, that back double biceps, that must have sealed the deal for him. But on the other hand, I think if they gave it to Foda, I don't think anyone would have complained. And again, disagreeing with the judge's call, that is totally alright. But John in his latest video pointed out that his family has been getting death threats. But I'm sure no fan or the bodybuilding community in general support that kind of an attitude. And this really needs to stop.
Collectively as a sport, I'm a huge fan of bodybuilding, and have calls been made that I didn't agree with? Yes. We also have to remember that there are a panel of judges who do their best to pick the best bodybuilder on that day. It's their opinion. You may not agree with their opinion, but it is their opinion. Now, that has nothing to do with the athlete, myself or otherwise. I've actually had to stand up for some of the athletes that beat me on show day that my fans were like, no, John should have won. Let's learn to give these athletes the respect and the flowers that they deserve on the day that they win. There can always be a respectful discussion of why you feel that the other person should have won. But keyword, respect. So let's do better, guys. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for all the messages, even the bad ones. I appreciate the passion.
So we are now less than 10 weeks out of this year's big show, the Olympia, and both these amazing athletes are qualified. So obviously we can have a rematch in less than 10 weeks time to see who comes in better and who comes out on top next time. I mean, that is where it truly matters. So once Foda gets his back better, his back up, he is gonna beat a guy like John, there is no doubt, because he has some amazing genetic gifts. I do want to say that he did such a tremendous job at making people guess what's his next move, Because throughout the year 2024, we kept on guessing which show Muhammad Foda is gonna do next. And that created a lot of hype around him. And just by looking at one of his recent stories that he put on his IG, where he gives a hint about doing this upcoming Texas Pro, that is him following that same strategy that he did throughout the year. Make people keep on guessing. So it has been a really long prep for Muhammad Foda. And we all know that he cannot beat a guy like Andrew Jacked in Texas. So realistically speaking, no one is beating Andrew here. So time to recover and get ready for the Olympia.
But let's learn to do better. Let's learn to appreciate the hard work that we all put in. I'm sure Muhammad busted his ass too. I've been dieting since November, since before my wedding in December, and I didn't even eat at my wedding. You know, I've put a lot into this. I'm very proud of the work that I've done. I think it's sad that people have to DM me that they want to kill me and my family and crazy stuff. I think that's sad. And I think that we can do better. And in order for our sport to grow, we need to learn to do better. And so coming from a place of love and respect, maybe take my advice. Keep your opinions to yourself. Let the athletes enjoy their day and have a difference of opinion respectfully. We'll do better.
Next up, we have Phil Flahar announcing his retirement from professional bodybuilding at the age of 50. So it is a very good decision because he wasn't getting any better. And being the former Orlando Pro champion and an Olympian as well, the judges this year weren't even considering him for the top 5 in any of the competitions that he did in 2024. So he was unable to place in Tampa Pro, where his own expectations were that he can win this entire thing. But he was unable to place at this show. And his show before this one, that was Chicago Pro, where he placed 13th. So I have to say this is a great decision in terms of his health and his longevity and his future, that he is stepping away from competitive bodybuilding. So Phil brought his very best to Texas Pro 2021, where he placed behind Invalier and Steve Koglo. So I am pretty sure that most of you guys would agree. From that point onwards, he wasn't able to improve. And even though he was able to beat Hassan Mustafa last year at Orlando Pro, but the look that he brought at Texas Pro 2021, that was still his best ever. So achieved his dreams of stepping on the Olympia stage last year. So I think he must be very satisfied with his career. So the decision of his retirement, that is directly linked to how the judges were placing him in these last few shows. And we have to keep in mind that new generation is coming in, and that is full of talent. So they are being rewarded. So happy retirement to Phil Flahar. Next up, we have an update from Brandon Carey, all the way from O2 Gym Kuwait. So the muscle memory has already started to kick in, and it's kicking in real damn fast, because he has gotten so round and so bubbly, especially in his upper half, in just a few weeks' time. But that is the thing. Brandon's upper body has never been a problem for him. He has always been so round and so 3D and so bubbly. And he has always had a very tight midsection. And that explains his placings all these years. Even the head judge, Steve Weinberger, explained that Brandon has been placing top 4 at the Olympia level, solely based on his beautiful shape. So he has never been the most right guy up there. And his former coach Abdullah, he did a very good calculation of mixing the right combination for him, so that he would have everything on the stage. Roundness, fullness, 2Dness, and decent enough separation in his legs as well, so that he did not lose his size, especially as far as his quads were concerned. And I'm sure the biggest reason of Brandon not coming in as shredded as the judges want him to, and the kind of shreds the fans want to see on him, is because of the fact that he did not want to lose his size, especially in his legs. Because he cannot afford to lose even a little bit of his size, because that has been his biggest weakness throughout his career. So Brandon's look at the Olympia 2020, that was really impressive. They came in shredded, but then again he failed to defend his title against Big Ramy. And not only just that, he lost to Hadi Choopan at the finals of that show as well. So based on that data, they brought him in much fuller, much bigger for the Olympia 2021. And it was actually really close between him and Big Ramy that year. So realistically speaking, Brandon's chances of cracking top 4 this year, and considering that he started this prep a little late than usual this year, plus the age factor too, the top 4 is gonna be a real challenge for him this time. Lastly, we have a physique update from Wesley Visors, So Wesley does not have the biggest quads in the division. But just take a look at those suppressions, with 10 more weeks to go. So his foot has been on the gas all this time, since he won this year's Arnold, Ohio as well as UK. And there are definitely gonna be some improvements in his physique when he steps on the Olympia stage this time. So his upper half from the back, that is extremely impressive. So the lower half is where the judges asked him to put in work. And luckily for Wesley, he had another 3 to 4 pounds of room to grow to get bigger. Now, if we take his Arnold Classic package as a reference, a lot of work has been put in, especially in his hamstrings. Because the other top two guys, Chris Bumstead and Ramondino, they have good hamstrings. And they have overall a great back double biceps shot. So Wesley will be looking to bring a much better package to this year's Mr. Olympia. A much better back. So just looking at his overall physique, and his back in 2018, that year he made his Olympia debut, he is altogether a different bodybuilder now. Size, symmetry, aesthetics, conditioning, everything improved from one year to the next. And 2024 so far has been the best year for him. It has been a breakout year for Wesley. So many experts of the sport, they believe that Wesley has a better shot at beating C-Bump this year than Ramondino, because he's a taller and a bigger guy than Ramon. But do let me know what you guys think. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.